Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Jada Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers Evil Ryu, which was their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that was sold online and then sold online again, and it's hardly an exclusive at this point, but it is the Evil Ryu that they released. Basically the same figure as before with some new accessories and obviously some different colors. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Before we get into the figure, let's take a look at the packaging. On the front, you have this nice glossy print of Ryu. High quality, looks pretty good. Then the logo here, of course. The next thing is kind of rainbow metallic. Side artwork, same thing. Back artwork, same artwork as on the side with a little bit of background. That's pretty good looking. Then for those of you who want to display in the package, you can do that because you just get a big window with, I guess technically, you could keep that as a display if you wanted the cardboard. I'm guessing that was their intent, but it's not, it's not really designed for it. It's not cut out quite right. Could be like a shelf-worthy thing, but still, nice packaging nonetheless. And then last thing I'll do before I get rid of this packaging is I need to reference it real quick, if I can get it back together. Oh, come on, there we go. Alright, so Ryu, this version of Evil Ryu, the artwork has red gloves. I don't know what it has in the game, I haven't checked. So remember that. Red gloves, gray gi. Actually, we can just get into that real quick and then we'll come back. The colors, kinda close here, pretty close, but they did show the original photos. They showed of this guy, he had the much bluer looking gi, so some people, if you're going for the navy blue look, you're gonna be somewhat disappointed. This is the more gray look from that artwork, but he has the brown gloves rather than the red, so don't know what's happening with the glove color. I don't know. I'm guessing Capcom had something to do with that because they made the other figure have red gloves even though he was supposed to have brown. I don't know at this point. Okay, so let's do a quick height comparison. Here he is up against Darwin, definitely in scale enough. He stands roughly 16 centimeters. That's going to make him just about 6 1/4 inches. It's the same figure as before, so this is going to be a fairly quick review. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. Sometimes I tend to go longer. Okay, so, but first, before we get into that, let's do a quick question of the day. Who's your favorite Street Fighter character? Any single one you want to pick, just let me know. Super simple. Okay, so, as far as aesthetics go, they still have the sculpt. That's exactly the same. Textured clothing throughout. Nice finish throughout. The soft material up here is extra nice. Down here, it's just harder PVC, but still textured. Has a nice finish, looks good. Skin tone definitely better on this guy. Lots more shading throughout, which is not exactly the best paint job I've ever seen, but it's there, so it does look good. Once you pose him, you're not going to notice the imperfections, so that looks nice. It's pretty good. It is well placed in terms of being everywhere, so I like that. And then we have this face, which is painted to be like Evil Ryu. I mean, he has 3 different heads, so that's a bonus, but point being, the paint job on this guy is different than the first release. They are not perfect paint jobs, for sure. I only have one of this guy so far. I think I ordered 2, but they're not perfect paint jobs, but they are cleaner than the main Ryu release. I don't have any ones that are like super crazy. I'll show you the one that's slightly messed up, but it's not too bad. So generally speaking, the aesthetic is nice. I'd say it looks like Evil Ryu. The shading is well done. The skin tone is well done. The eyes look really good, by the way. If you didn't catch that, the eyes look nice. Very, very nicely done. So that's good. Yeah, aesthetically speaking, it looks really good for basically a recolor of the first Ryu. So 9 out of 10. Shading should be better, but it's still there, so I'll take it. Now, as far as accessories go, we do have some different things than the first release, so that's good. But we'll start with the hands. He comes with the 2 fist hands on him in the package. Then you get the 2 open hands. That's fine. I still think an extra set of hands would have been really good, like actual open hands, like grappling type hands, but this is okay. So you get those. You get 3 heads. You get the neutral head that comes on him in the package. Then you get the somewhat angry head and the very angry head, which is the one that he came with originally, I believe. That's just been repainted, of course. And that's the one that's painted slightly poorly around the mouth, but it's not too bad. And then the middle head, which I do believe is the new one, looks pretty darn good. I like that one. Okay, and then we do get 2 different fireball accessories. You get the purple one, and you get the extra sculpty, swoopy orange one. And those both look very nice. Neither of them have the hands on the inside, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not going crazy, the first Ryu, his fireball had the hands on the inside. I don't know if that's intentional or what, but they don't have that. You do get a little display stand to hold those up. And then, lastly, you get the stage signs that are actually surprisingly well done, and one of them is normal, one of them right now is is taped together. That's how it comes in the package, but clearly it is able to be broken up as would happen in the game. So we're going to see if it can be held together without tape. I'm hoping they did that you can stick it on your shelf broken if you want to, and that it's not only good for being fully disassembled. Let's see. I'm really hoping that they did this in a way that lets it stick together. Not feeling like it, but maybe. Can we just leave that on the shelf like that? No. Doesn't seem like it. None of these actually like stick in. Like I was hoping something like this piece right here would kind of peg in, but no, it looks like you're going to want to have tape on that in order to get that on the shelf if you want it on the shelf. Okay, all right, so that's it for accessories. Good spread. I do think we could have had an alternate another set of hands, but pretty good. I'll go 9 out of 10. Not bad. Now this guy did come in at what, $50? So you have to have the Comic-Con tax in there, so let's say $40 if it was a regular release. I think it's all right. I think that's fair enough. Yeah, everything that's Comic-Con costs more. What can you do? All right, now as far as articulation, just in case you didn't see the last one, I'll run through it briefly, but these guys pose pretty well. There is one thing I need to note that I don't think was a thing on the last release of this guy. This line right here on the bicep, this horizontal line right above my thumbnail, it's on both sides. That's a mold line, and the arm seems to fit together differently. I don't remember having gaps, so I don't know if that's a different shoulder mold they're using or if it's just bad luck and mine's more visible. I don't know what's going on there, but we'll see. So we have double ball peg for the head, single ball peg down there in the neck, and that allows him to just do whatever you want, because double ball pegs, especially when paired with the neck, that adds posability, of course, but even if you don't have the neck joint, double ball pegs make posing heads so much better, so that is awesome. Butterfly joint on this guy doesn't have a ton of range, but it is in there, so that's all right. This figure feels like it's about to fall apart. I mean, it's not, but it's got looser joints than the other one had. Anyway, full rotation there. Bicep swivel here. This is definitely strange that there's a little bit of a gap. The shoulder doesn't seem to be functioning any differently, so that's all right. Double jointed elbows. Good range there. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. All right, for the torso, we have the diaphragm joint in there underneath the gi, and then there's also a ball peg down here. I'm not going to bother taking the gi off. If you really need to see all of that, you can check out the first RYU review up there. But he does lean back with the gi on that far, which isn't bad. I'll take that with the outer layer. That's not bad at all. And then leaning forward works really well. That's not happening at the hips, so that's good. And of course, you get your full rotation and leaning to the side if you want that. These figures do pose really, really nicely. They're a lot of fun. They're the kind of figures that make you remember why you enjoy collecting. All right. So there's that, and then for the hips, full-on splits. Technically better than full-on splits. They go up a little bit higher, so that's good. Plenty of range there. Bringing the leg forward, definitely could go higher. Not quite horizontal. Going back just a little bit. Actually doesn't want to stay, so maybe... Yeah, I'm going to say no range going back. I feel like that's just torquing on the joint. All right, and then you get your thigh swivel. That's, of course, a swivel in the thigh. Knee joint, full range, no problem. Proportioning is the way it should be. It's amazing how Jada, who makes metal cars, can do human action figures way better than somebody like, I don't know, Hasbro. Strange. All right, feet go all the way back, all the way forward. You do get the ankle rocker down here, and then you get the rotation where the skin meets the clothing. So you get, it's a perfect functional ball hinge for the ankle. No problems there. So articulation on this guy is really good. No real looseness in here. It just seems looser than before, and there are some weird gapping issues, but it's solid. So I'm going to go 9 out of 10 for articulation. A couple things could be cleaned up a little bit, but it's pretty darn good. So, time for a final verdict. Just like the primary release, the regular color version of RYU, and now we have the evil version of RYU, it's an excellent, excellent figure. Putting the likes of Hasbro to shame, and making collectors happy in the meantime. I'm going to give this guy an overall rating of 9 out of 10. It is a little bit pricey for being a Comic-Con exclusive, I get it, but I don't know that the accessories warrant that price personally, like in terms of the buyer. I get that it might have actually cost them that much, but I don't know if some broken signage is enough to warrant it as far as their decision making. But you can decide for that You can decide that for yourself if you want to. But now you have the information you need to decide, and that's my job. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.